RealAgriculture.com Canola School is brought to you by Syngenta Crop Protection Canada. We're here today with Dr. Hector Carcamo. He is out of the Lethbridge Research Station. Welcome today, Dr. Carcamo.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, first we're going to start off talking about cabbage seed pod weevils. We're getting very close to planting, but we still need to be thinking about bug forecasts and things like that. What can we expect this year from the cabbage seed pod weevil?
Well, cabbage seed pod weevil is a pest of canola that has been established quite well in southern Alberta and southwestern Saskatchewan. It seems that most of the canola fields that are planted early in southern Alberta and also in Saskatchewan may require the close monitoring for this insect pest. And we should talk a little bit about this insect. The cabbage seed pod weevil will arrive on canola fields at early flower. So the recommended time to start monitoring for this pest is as soon as you see the first flower in the field. That's when farmers should be getting out there with their sweep nets. And these insects, they have a very distinctive distribution pattern. The insects are aggregated along the perimeter of the fields. So in some cases, if the farmers are right on the ball, they're quick, and they get out and monitor the fields on time, they can actually get away with managing the insect pest along the borders of the fields. So the economic threshold for this insect is around 3 insects per sweep. And of course, you're not going to just take one sweep and say, yes, I should spray these 600 acres. You should always take your time and monitor at least 10 spots in the field. And if it's getting later into the flowering stage, then for sure you should also monitor the areas into the field, because the insects may start moving from the borders into the field.
So for the 2010 growing season, can we expect higher levels compared to normal, or more normal levels? What kind of levels can we expect for the cabbage seed?
We're expecting levels similar to what we saw last year. And the insect, this cabbage seed pod is similar to other insects. Insects are very much affected by the weather, so if you happen to have the right conditions, then the insects can be worse. And for the cabbage seed pod weevil, they really like to have colder growing seasons and humid growing seasons. Last year, I think we had a cool spring, and now I can't recall now if he was wet or not. But this year we are expecting similar levels of damage by the cabbage seed pod weevil, and we're saying to growers that they should get out of the sweeping nets and be there to manage it.
So how much damage, in the worst cases, how much damage can the cabbage seed pod weevil cause?
Worst case scenarios, there's data suggesting that the insect can take about 20% of the yield, which is quite significant. On average, they may take 10% of the yield in a crop. So it's important to monitor them, and given the low margins that farmers can expect, these insects can take a big bite out of your pocket.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Carcamo, thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll see you later in the growing season.
Thanks.